Hi everybody, how are you? Hope everything's good. Now, we've looked at a couple of different model Gretsches in these videos. We've looked at one that's quite high-end, we've looked at one that's more of a mid-range, but this week we're looking at probably the cheapest Gretsch, left-handed at least, that you can find on the market. This is the Gretsch Streamliner G2622. And did somebody say shameless self-promotion? So if you head over to the Gretsch website, you'll be able to see this model on there. As mentioned, this is called the Streamliner G2622 in left hand, obviously. The color of this particular one that I've got here today is gunmetal. But if you have a look, there's also two other color options in lefty, which is great. There's one called single barrel, which is more of a natural kind of finish, and also one in Torino green. So three quite unique colors for lefties, which is great. The full retail price on this in the UK, unbelievably, is £549. So I was very intrigued to see what a very low price Gretsch would be like. Would it still have the versatility of some of the other models? And essentially, would it still feel the same? Will it still have the tone? I want to say a big thanks to the guys at Fender in the UK for lending me this guitar for this video. So let's have a look at some specs. So this guitar has a laminated body with a center block bracing. It has one neck pickup volume, one bridge pickup volume, a master volume and a master tone. There's a three-way toggle switch and an anchored adjustomatic bridge, and it comes with two Broadtrom pickups, which are both the Broadtrom BT2S. It's got a NATO neck with a Laurel fingerboard and 22 medium jumbo frets. So what do I think? I'll be honest with you, when I saw the price of this guitar, I only expected so much, and that's probably really judgmental, and that's probably something that all of us guitarists are guilty of. When you look at the price of a guitar, you kind of think it might only have limited sounds, limited capabilities, limited build quality, etc., etc. If you've watched some of the other videos I've done recently, I did one on the Jackson SLX, which was a similar price to this, and that was a great guitar, very different guitar, but there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'm very familiar now with, in the last few years, with higher end Gretsch models, as I own one, as I've done a video on one, and more recently I did the budget version of that, which sits in its own category, which is still more expensive than this. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I believe this is the cheapest left-handed Gretsch you can get. And I'm really struggling to find fault with it. Honestly, I really love this guitar. Let's talk about the things that I like. Firstly, the body size and the body dimensions, particularly the body depth here. If you look at that, it's more like a 335, and I don't have a 335. But I've played a couple in the past, and they seem like, this seems very much like what that's all about. The neck feels very familiar in terms of, it feels kind of like a Gibson-y kind of neck. So I'm starting to make comparisons here, which I know is not a good thing essentially, but that's what it reminds me of. I love the tuners, those sort of kidney bean type tuners. The binding along the neck and the body is a great touch. And the knobs here, if you see them, they might look black from the front, but when you look at them down from the side here, they're actually kind of transparent and you can see through them. The bridge is really nice, and the Broadtron pickups I'd never used before, never tried Broadtrons, and they're pretty good, and I think they bring the character of the guitar out, they really do. But here's what I'm thinking. If you were to pay £550, and let's be honest here, if you look online, the retailer's doing for a bit lower than that. You could pick up this guitar for about £500. You could spend £150 or £200 putting in some other pickups, something like some bare knuckle mules or Abraxas pickups, and it would absolutely make this an amazing guitar for still your total spend under £1,000. The reason I'm saying all of this is because I might have to buy this guitar. No joke. I don't think I'm going to be sending it back. I'm going to have to speak to the guys, and I'm probably going to have to buy this guitar from them, which is not really the idea of me doing this whole Lefty Guitar channel, because I don't really want it costing me money, but it's begun. It started. And that's how much I really like this guitar, genuinely. Because the other thing is, it's the equivalent of my Mexican Strat that I've done a video on, or my Mexican Telly that I've done a video on. It would be a good all-rounder guitar to go out, take out like a workhorse type thing. And if it gets lost, damaged, stolen or whatever, what does it really matter? You know, it's not like you've spent thousands and thousands of pounds. They've really got it right. And my sort of love for Gretsch in the last couple of years, as I've discovered them, has only gotten more with this guitar that's £500, which is insane really when you think about it. But that's really my honest thoughts. That's where I'm at with it. I've really enjoyed playing it so much. Still trying to find some faults here. Let's say this, look, 17th fret. After that, you don't get any inlays. Look, up on the 19th, there's no inlay there. It's very strange. And ironically, here's the ironic thing. The reach up the neck on this, you can get right up the neck. More so than some of the other ones. The actual inlays that are there, look at those. They're huge, absolutely huge. So that's what I think. I'm very much in love with this guitar. And like I say, I'm not sure at this moment in time if I am going to send it back. So if I do, end up buying it, I'll have to put it somewhere and then just do that whole pretend to my wife thing that I've owned it for years. Oh yeah, I've had that one ages, love. Yeah. No, don't you remember I bought that years ago when I was doing that thing? Yeah, so leave that to me to work on. So there you go. That's what I think of it. Okay, that's nearly it for this week. Just this week's recommended listening, which is an album from 1992 by AC/DC, and it's not a studio album. It's AC/DC live, quite simply. Recorded at Donington at the Monsters of Rock Festival. I think it really captures AC/DC at their best. If you've ever seen them live, you know what they're about and you know what it's like. Chris Slade was on drums this time, and it opens with the most unbelievable version of Thunderstruck that you've ever heard. So go check it out if you've never heard it. That's it for this week, and I will see you on the next one.